DuPont Chevrolet back this weekend, which we're excited about. And we had some great race runs. We spent a little bit, probably too much time in race trim and missed that opportunity to make a qualifying run yesterday, which hurt us a little bit for when we're going to go out here. But shade, now 1 and 2. And I feel like Alan, the guys, made some good adjustments. We'll go drive in deep and see if it sticks.
All right, and DW, he's got the, I hate to even say it now, the retro flame look on the old DuPont Chevy.
It's my favorite car right there. Those flames all the way down the side.
So what's the fastest track in NASCAR? Well, since the Fall 99 race at Talladega, the 2 fastest qualifying speeds have come right here. Fall of 2000 and 2006. Now there's a look at last year's top speeds led by Texas.
Yep, no restrictor plates here.
Nope.
And I tell you one thing about a qualifying lap here, unlike what we'll be able to see in the 500-mile race tomorrow night that'll be on Fox, it's a very line-sensitive racetrack, I think, when it comes to qualifying.
You know, like something I noticed in the previous qualifying session, those guys, they didn't run the bottom. A lot of them ran up around the top. Now, those cars don't have as much horsepower, but it looks like there's some grip up off of that bottom on the kind of middle to upper groove.
Especially down in 3 and 4, I think.
And there seemed to be some speed.
Yeah.
We'll find out in a minute as the top 35 cars in owner points get ready to qualify, and then the 9 go-or-go-homers for 8 available positions.
In 43 days.
Have you ever?
No, I have never.
Don't miss the NASCAR Sprint All-Star Race live on Speed.
You ready? Ready? Green flag, green.
Now we're hitting the road with the Pro Glide Challenge. Yo, come on down here.
What razor do you use?
Disposable.
Why the disposable?
This is really quick and convenient.
We have a face-off between disposable and Pro Glide.
Fusion Pro Glide is engineered with Gillette's thinnest blades ever, so it glides for less tug and pull.
Wow, this is remarkable. I feel sexier already.
Yeah! Take the Pro Glide Challenge. And for enhanced glide, try new Fusion Pro Glide Shave Gel.
Let's face it.
So here are the keys. Congratulations, it's officially yours. I'm sure you'll have many happy years here. Except for you, because you'll be gone 3 years from now, struck down by the same disease that got your father. So you won't be around for them. And sadly, it could have been detected early with a simple test, but you didn't have it. Okay, who wants to check out the backyard?
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Whether you missed the game
near the wall and he leaps and he caught
it, or just want to watch it again,
Dallas Braden has thrown a perfect game.
Comcast Sportsnet California's coverage of A's baseball is available anytime on Xfinity On Demand. Access every matchup for up to 24 hours, starting 2 hours after the final out. Plus, check out A's features and exclusive team content and programming. To access On Demand, go to Channel 1, then select Sports and Fitness and Comcast Sportsnet.
Getting ready to wave the green flag for this qualifying session. Tony Raines will be first out. Kenny Schrader second on the clock. And you saw the interview with Jeff Gordon as he said they maybe didn't spend enough time on mock qualifying runs because Gordon will go out 7th. And that's very early in the order on a day when we expect the fast times to be set late in the session, just because the track will have more shade and less temperature, and not just because that's when the fast cars go.
Yeah, in that first practice yesterday, he ran 60 laps. That's out of the ordinary for Jeff Gordon. He's usually a couple of laps in, couple of laps in.
Marcus Ambrose heading for his car. Robbie Gordon, Trevor Bayne. And let's begin.
Mike, at Martinsville last week, we started on the current owner points, and Tony Raines in his 37 car, they come in here in the top 35, 35th in owner points, tied with the 71 car of Andy Lally. The tiebreaker of those 2 cars who's had the highest finish, Tony Raines has finished 25th twice, locked in. Andy Lally has to qualify on time.
And you know, this guy, he's getting the kind of result that, remember we talked to Bob Jenkins, the car owner, or the car owner of this car, and he said they put Tony in this car for that very reason.
Yep.
He'd bring it home in one piece and get him some points every week.
And he's a decent qualifier. Now this car struggled to find speed. This The 37 is owned by Front Row Motorsports, but this particular car is being run by Larry Gunselman's operation. Pretty much aside from the 2 front row cars of Travis Kvapil and David Gilliland. It's Tony's 6th trip to Texas. He's not raced here since 2007, but in his last 3 starts here, he finished in the top 20. 30-14 the first lap, 179 miles an hour.
It's about a half a second pickup from what he practiced. I would say as we get on into this qualifying session, I would not be surprised to see some of our faster cars maybe pick up a second from what they ran in practice.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe that too, Larry. I think we got shade in 1 and 2. A little shade down here at 3 and 4, maybe before it gets over, not much.
Should that happen, we'd be about 3/10 off the track record set by Brian Vickers in November 2006. Second lap slower at a 30-18 as double winner Kevin Harvick walks out.
Tonight on Speed, the West gets a little wilder. Tune in as the craziest party in racing gets a little bigger in the Lone Star State.
I want to be loved too.
NASCAR Trackside, tonight at 11 Eastern on Speed.
For the outdoorsman who goes to extremes, a truck built to do the same. The new 2011 Ram Outdoorsman. Ram.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams from Money.
What's all this? Big news. We have another way to help you save.
Oh, really? How?
By bundling. If you get your homeowners and auto insurance together, we give you even more savings. Ooh, big bundle. Home and auto together. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, or like burgers and fries.
Or pickles and ice cream. Unicorns and glitter. No?
Bundling to save you more. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Whether you missed the game
Near the wall, and he leaps. Got it, caught it.
or just want to watch it again,
Dallas Sprayton has thrown a perfect game.
Comcast Sportsnet California's coverage of A's baseball is available anytime on Xfinity On Demand. Access every matchup for up to 24 hours, starting 2 hours after the final out. Plus, check out A's features and exclusive team content and programming. To access On Demand, go to Channel 1, then select Sports and Fitness and Comcast Sportsnet.
Kenny Schrader will make his 3rd start of the season driving this big red Ford for Frankie Stoddard. Began his career with Junie Donlevy, who turns 87 years young today. And Schrader is quickest at a 29.77. Bring out David Gilliland, Gander Mountain on the hood and fenders of the front row number 34 this week.
We live outdoors, and it's a good weekend to do it, too.
Yes, it is. Beautiful weather. Now, Kenny Schrader did exactly what we anticipate that most of the top 35 that's locked in will do. He only ran 1 lap. Tony Raines did run a 2nd lap. And David Gilliland, great lap, 29.46.
Picks it up to 183 miles an hour. This is Gilliland's 10th trip to Texas in a Cup car. His first time here for Robert Yates. He started 7th. Matt?
Mike, 1 Sprint Cup win, 3 Nationwide Series wins here. Your best start in Cup's the 3rd. Are we going to see a pole added to your racing resume here, Mark?
Well, that would be a surprise to all of us. We haven't been too quick in Q trim, and car's awesome in race trim though, and we're going out early in the heat. We didn't get a good lap, so we're at a double whammy here, going early in the heat and hadn't been quick yet, so I know the guys probably made some changes to the car, and I'm going to go out here blind and drive it like it's going to be a rocket and see what we got.
Robbie Gordon, our next qualifier, Fast and the Furious 5, or abbreviated Fast 5. That's what's on his car. That movie franchise. Movie comes out the end of this month. Robbie Gordon's not in it. But Robbie kind of drives like he is. He's having fun.
And I think this is another indication what a great move getting associated with Dodge has done for Robbie, because Dodge has a huge affiliation with that movie.
Yes, a lot of those Dodge Chargers in the movie. And if you're driving around the racetrack, not on the racetrack, but around the racetrack, as Robbie goes to the top of the board with a 29.40, you will see a car out on the road that is painted and decaled just like this with a full roll cage. It's a race car with headlights and wipers and a license plate. Sometimes Robbie drives it, sometimes it's one of his guys. It's lettered up just like this one. You'll definitely do a double take.
It took them a little bit of time to convince the Huntersville police that it was street legal, though.
I'll bet it did. That's Huntersville, North Carolina, that is.
You know, one thing I like about this qualifying procedure is theoretically every time someone goes out, we'll have a new pole sitter. So far, it's been pretty much that way. We've had like 3 already.
Yeah, 4 for 4. Yeah, you're right. All 3 drivers have been faster than the driver before. See if Trevor Bain and the Wood Brothers Motorcraft Ford continues that. Now remember, this is the track where Trevor began his Sprint Cup career. They changed the transmission. He had to start in the back here last fall, but finished 17th.
You know what's cool? This paint scheme that the Wood Brothers are running, of course, symbolic of all the success they had with 2011 Hall of Fame inductee David Pearson. And David Pearson, they have a decal on this car. We know where David Pearson is from and where he lives, where he calls home. Even though Trevor Bain claims Knoxville is home, do you know where Trevor Bain was born?
I'm sure you're going to say Spartanburg, South Carolina.
South Carolina,
How about
exactly.
that? I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Just learned that today.
You know where he won his first big race? Thompson, Connecticut, in the K&N Pro Series East, where they're running the Icebreaker Modifieds this weekend.
Driving for Teresa Earnhardt.
He just broke some ice right there.
Yes, he did. Wow, 28.87, 187 miles an hour for Trevor Bain.
That's a pretty nice lap right there.
That's what I like about this new qualifying. And Darrell, he's running high through 3 and 4 in his second lap, but 5 cars, 5 drivers, 5 different pole sitters.
Second driver to run 2 laps, and he does drop off about 3.5 tenths.
I'd say unless you mess up that first one, that's good. But one thing I'm seeing, we always talk about Daytona, like the first lap's a throwaway lap, and the guys will run real high around the racetrack to get the momentum up. Guys are coming down on their startup lap here, high in the turn 3 and 4 to get a lot of momentum, Larry, off that corner to come get the green flag. That seems to be paying dividends.
Well, they know the money lap is going to be the first lap, and you better be wide open when you come off that corner to carry that speed down the front straightaway.
Bobby Labonte rolls out in the Scott Products Kingsford Charcoal Bush's Baked Beans Camry, and tonight Bobby Labonte will be on trackside along with Greg Biffle. Don't miss it. Don't miss trackside from Texas. You'll see it tonight at 11 Eastern, only on Speed. Labonte has 2 poles here and 3 third-place finishes in 20 trips to Texas.
Try to let out the throttle just a little early. Let the car take somewhat of a set before you nail it, but then you need to be wide open from way before center of the corner off. That's how you make good time around this joint. Out early.
Yeah, right now, turn 1 in the middle of 1 and 2 has some shade. The exit of turn 4, but I'd say by the time this qualifying session's over, all of turn 4 and a big part of turn 2 will be in the shade.
Second for Bobby Labonte at 29.10, 185.5 miles an hour.
I'll tell you that little lap that Trevor Bain threw up there, that's a pretty good little lap.
Great lap.
That was a big jump. Matt?
And the hottest driver on the circuit, back-to-back wins, hoping to make it 3 in a row here. The big money is all about race day. How's that car in race trim?
Yeah, our Budweiser Chevy's been awesome in race trim. We haven't had a lot of speed for the first couple laps, but it never really slows down. So it's kind of our MO, but that's okay. As long as it's good in race trim, that's all that matters.
And Mike, when you walk in the garage here, the sign says it all. The 3rd and 4th highest purse on the circuit right here at the Great American Speedway.
Thanks, Matt. Jeff Gordon, our next qualifier. 20 races here. And 2 poles within those 20. 1 victory. He fall of 2008 and 9. He started on the pole, and he also started on pole 1 time because qualifying was rained out, and he was the point leader. Going pretty early in the order, as we pointed out.
Darrell, don't you think when you look at our first 7 qualifying sessions, including this one here at Texas Motor Speedway, of all those, this would probably be the first one that you really, really want to go as late as possible?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, as hot as it is, Larry, and then the wind's blowing. Maybe the wind will lay down a little bit here as it gets a little later in the evening, and the temps will cool down. Let's see what Jeff can lay down.
Second, 29.09. Trevor Bain's quick lap holds up. Gordon, one of 4 drivers who have run every Cup race held at Texas Motor Speedway.
Not down here, I should have in the middle.
It's Denny time.
You drive like my mom.
Dinner's ready.
What would you do with your favorite driver? Enter your design at toyotaracing.com.
With its turn-on-a-dime maneuverability, new Smart Speed technology, and easy-to-use controls, the new Toro Time Cutter SS is the perfect mower for almost anybody to cut their mowing time in half. The new Toro Time Cutter SS. It may look professional, but anybody can operate it. Visit a Toro retailer or toro.com/smartspeed.
Well, I know one thing about marketing. The more logos you put in one place, the better.
True, but having something unique is better.
Check it out.
The Shell nitrogen-enriched cleaning system acts as a barrier to help protect critical engine parts against performance-robbing gunk.
All 3 grades of Shell gasoline are nitrogen enriched, too.
All 3 grades.
What? He's good.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Do dogs chase cats?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
A.J. Allmendinger in the Valvoline Ford takes to the track. Brian Vickers just completed his run in the Red Bull Toyota, and Vickers, the track record holder, is second with a 29.05. The Dinger out for his run, closed his eyes and stuck it in there. Trevor Bayne is still quickest.
He's about flirting with a half a tenth quicker than Trevor Bayne right now in that 21 car.
Got that high line. See if he gets that momentum up off the corner to propel him down here to.
It's going to lay right on top of Trevor Bayne's time.
Did it by
Nifty.
2/100ths.
Nifty.
28.85. Dick Bergman.
With Trevor Bayne, who just shook his head in disappointment. We kind of knew with the weather changing that was going to happen at any rate. Darrell Waltrip was very impressed with your run. How did it feel to you?
It felt okay. I was trying to decide, even right up until the point I lifted for turn 3, whether I was going to run the middle or the bottom, and I went for the bottom. Maybe should have ran the middle, but I'm happy with that run. It was a big pickup from practice. I think it was like 6/10 faster than any lap we made in practice. So it's not bad, I don't think. I know the weather's going to cool down a lot. It's really important to go out late here at these night qualifying sessions. But hey, it might be a decent starting spot, and we can definitely race from there. Car was going the long runs, and they did a good job with this quick lane Motorcraft Ford getting it good in qualifying here.
And that's Trevor Bayne, Daytona 500 winner. Doesn't that sound good?
Here was Trevor Bayne's reaction as the number went up for Allmendinger. He was about to do the "I'm on the pole for now" interview. It's still, as he said, it was a good pickup and a great lap. Mark Martin, most top 10s at this racetrack of all drivers in the 20 races here. He is also one of the 4 drivers who has run them all, along with Jeff Gordon, Jeff Burton, who's won 2, and Bobby Labonte.
And Mark Martin's one of the drivers we talked about at the top of the show. We interviewed him a while ago. I don't know if we know how fast Mark Martin can run because of making his practice qualifying run in the heat of the day.
First lap for the GoDaddy.com Chevy, 28.90. That is third fastest right now.
Now he ran the bottom on that lap. Let's see if he's moved up quite a bit. Let's see if that's going to. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and run 2. Allmendinger was really fast when he ran this line right here on his second lap. He did it on his first one. I think it may be not a good pickup for Mark.
Well, he's up there in the Montoya line.
Darrell, when you think about someone with Mark Martin's experience, knowing that they will get no more practice, and of course he slows down 6/10, there might be a method to the madness of running 1 lap at the bottom, 1 lap at the top, gathering information that you'll have before the green flag tomorrow night.
Yeah, maybe.
And not only will he have it, but he has 3 teammates who have yet to qualify and might take advantage of some of that intelligence.
It just seems to me like that the guys that I watched earlier today that are fast, they run the bottom in 1 and 2 because it's shaded. There's grip down there. It seems to me the guys that run the middle or higher in 3 and 4, they make the best time around the racetrack.
Oh, good point. Matt?
Denny Hamlin, Mike, swept both races at Texas in 2010. I think the only thing more impressive is your special March of Dimes paint scheme designed by twin brothers, Jake and Josh.
Yeah, it's exciting. The car looks great. I think it looks great on the racetrack, and these 9-year-olds be able to just, come up with this paint scheme and then influence it a lot. It's just, it was a lot of fun to be able, for Josh Jake to be able to do that, and then for that to be in their hometown as well. They were in Victory Lane last year, but they didn't have their paint scheme on it, so we need to do that this year.
I heard they asked to ride shotgun with you.
One of them asked to ride shotgun. The other one asked if he could just hang on to the antenna on the top of the roof. My question was, evidently, they haven't seen me drive this year.
Thanks, Daddy.
Thanks, Matt. Kyle Busch on track in the Interstate Batteries Toyota. 3 is his number at Texas. 1 third-place start, 2 third-place finishes, and he goes to the top of the board 3 100ths quicker than Allmendinger.
Those 80s are getting really busy, aren't they?
Yeah, if you're going to run 80, it better be an 800.
Bergie?
With A.J. Allmendinger, you were watching the board. How disappointing is it to be sitting on the pole for just a couple cars and watch it go away?
It's better than doing your run and not being on the pole when you get done. So, we went out early. We know there's a lot of fast guys. Mike Shiplin and I, we talked about hopefully we can be in the top 15, top 20 as early as we went out. Really proud of everybody. Richard Petty Motorsports and Valvoline Ford's been quick. Like we talked about before, it's we got a good car in race trim. I feel like we made gains and got a decent lap in. So see where that puts us, and we'll be ready to race tomorrow night.
And this is a team that has run well all year long, Mike.
Thanks, Dick. Here's the Budweiser Chevy for Kevin Harvick, winner of the last 2 Sprint Cup races. Harvick has a 4th as his best start and a 3rd, his best Texas finish, but he's been top 10 here at the finish line 4 of the last 5 races.
He was jukey coming to the line, but looks like the thing's tightened up for him now. I guess he got new off the tires.
'12th in the order means he was 24th quickest in practice among the top 35 in owner points. Not a stellar lap for Harvick.
Gained a little bit off of turn 4. He cracks the top 5 with a 29.04. Almost 186 miles an hour.
Kyle Busch, A.J. Allmendinger, a Toyota and a Ford, fastest so far.
Introducing the weekday lunch breakaway only at Golden Corral. It's melts every Monday, tenders every Tuesday, wings every Wednesday, sliders every Thursday, fish every Friday, and our endless lunch buffet every day. The weekday lunch breakaway makes Golden Corral perfect for lunch.
Some people think Allstate only protects your car. Here's the truth. Allstate can also protect your home or apartment, as well as your boat, motorcycle, RV, and snowmobile, and even your retirement and your life. Not many insurance companies can say that, but Allstate can. Now that you know the truth, know this. The more of your world you put in good hands, the more you can save. Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you like Allstate.
Well, I know one thing about marketing. The more logos you put in one place, the better.
True, but having something unique is better.
Check it out.
The Shell nitrogen-enriched cleaning system acts as a barrier to help protect critical engine parts against performance-robbing gunk.
All 3 grades of Shell gasoline are nitrogen enriched, too.
All 3 grades.
What?
He's good.
This spring, get more mileage out of your travel plans with $50 in free gas. Stay 2 separate times at Comfort Inn or any of these choice hotels, and you can earn a free $50 gas card. Book now only at choicehotels.com.
And the highways are song. Every city's like the same 3 chords. Been helping us along, and the story is told. And the crowd is done and gone, shaking off the miles, trying to make it home.
Regan Smith this week driving the same number 78, but it's lettered the FarmAmerican.org Chevrolet. Still has the best average start of all drivers, and he's run a career best at every track so far. Here's another one, 28.73, almost 188 miles an hour. He is fastest.
I'm a farmer. I'm saying that tractor's sexy right there. That thing is getting it.
You bet. Bergie?
With Kyle Busch, fast everywhere this year, led more laps than anybody else. Never won here at Texas. Is tomorrow night your big night?
I'd certainly like to think so. No matter where we end up in qualifying, I think our race car's a lot better. You know, the guys on this Interstate Batteries Camry did a great job this weekend at turning it around and getting it to where it needs to be. So glad to be here in Texas and back in the home crowd with the Interstate Batteries guys and all their dealers and distributors. We thank all those guys across the nation that do such a great job to help us get to where we are and have the great white and black and green colors on board with us this weekend.
And I should clarify, he's won 7 times in other series, just not the Sprint Cup series. He hasn't won in.
Guys, what's the over-under that Dick Berggren will complete an interview with someone that's on the pole that's still on the pole by the time the interview is done? He's batting 1,000 right now the wrong way.
We can't influence that, you know. Marcus Ambrose, 6th trip to Texas. His best start here is 11th. Finished 4th at Las Vegas. His best finish in NASCAR at a 1.5 mile speedway. And he's not going to take the pole from Regan Smith with this lap. Keeps closing in on it.
He's working on the front row though with his 9 car.
And the Stanley Ford clocks in at 28.77. That's second quick.
Good lap.
Matt?
Yeah, best of the weekend. Thanks, boys.
Mike, Carl Edwards will start P1 tonight in the NNS race. How about your Cup car? You going to make it double poles this weekend?
I'd like to. That'd be nice. They give away a really nice gun for the pole here, and Bob and I both want the thing real bad. So
now, is there only one? Do you have to trade it out?
There's only one. That's a bad thing. It might actually create some trouble between us if we were to get the pole. He doesn't look like it right now, but he looks
motivated. He looks focused.
He's a pretty mean guy when he knows what he wants. So I think our Scott's Easy Seed Ford is fast. The Fords are fast right now. The times have picked up so much, and I'm getting drug in my car, so I'm gonna go do my job.
He wants the guy.
Yeah, he wants this guy.
Martin Truex Jr. Will be our next qualifier, coming off a hard crash at Martinsville. Martin scored his first Cup pole at Texas. It came in November 2007. He's the only driver who has scored his first career pole here.
He said he didn't realize just how sore he was until he went to do his workout at Michael Waltrip Racing on Tuesday morning.
I got to agree with that.
Ninth quickest for Truex.
Thinking about Bob Osborne. I feel sorry for Bob.
Why is that?
Bob was a quiet, reserved, polite kind of guy. Carl has just turned his whole world upside down.
And loves doing it.
Carl is messing with him all the time.
Martin Truex one and done with a 29.06. That is ninth fastest at 185.7. There's a look at Bob Osborne. Tomorrow, the world's biggest pre-race show thunders into Texas. Denny's on the show live, and Dale Jr.'s impressive start to the season will be broken down on NASCAR Race Day, built by the Home Depot from Texas. Tomorrow, 5 Eastern, live on Speed. If we hurry, Dick can interview somebody while he's still on the pole.
And that would be Regan Smith. Let's do this interview quickly while you're still on the pole. I've lost a bunch of others. Are you going to stay on this pole today?
I hope so. It's guys with the Furniture Show Chevy did an awesome job. We got Farm American on it this weekend, and Agriculture Liquid Fertilizer. We're excited to have them be a part of that program, and it's a brand new car, so I got to thank the guys at the shop. They did an awesome job building it, and the ECR engines have been great all year.
Why are you qualifying so well this year?
I have no clue. I don't know, but we'll take it. You know, I'm more excited about this car and race trim. I felt good about last week's car. We had some problems with the brake rotor at the end of the race, and this car here, just right off the truck, felt really good to me. So I'm excited about it.
You're still on the pole, you know. This is good.
Walk away now.
Run.
He's left me.
Run.
Denny Hamlin, the FedEx Office Toyota, going to be 7th fastest, 28.94. Hamlin won both races here last year. Doesn't worry about starting spot. He started 29th in the spring and 30th in the fall. Ended up in victory lane both times.
It's 2011. Wonder where the Durango's been for the last 2 years? Well, it toured around Europe, getting handling and steering lessons on those sporty European roads. It went back to school, got an advanced degree in technology. It's been working out, more muscle and less fat. It's only been 2 years, but it's done more in 2 years than most cars do in a lifetime.
Experiments fail. Technologies fail. Failure is part of life. Fram filters are tested beyond any conditions you'll ever encounter to help make sure failure is not part of your engine's life. Fram, don't fail your engine.
NASCAR The Game 2011. Rated everyone.
Hey, buddy, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson.
Texas Hold'em is the hottest game on the planet, and we've got the best action outside of Vegas. Come to the all-new California Grand Casino and play today. It's your best bet in the Bay Area, off Highway 680 at Concord Avenue.
Lead paint poisoning affects over 1 million children today. Dust from lead-based paint could cause violent behavior. If your home was built before 1978, kids.org.
Looking for a big payday? The biggest cash jackpots are right here in your own backyard. Come to the all-new California Grand Casino and play today. It's your best bet in the Bay Area, off Highway 680 at Concord Avenue.
Landon Castle on the clock in the security benefits. Thank a teacher today, Chevrolet. Pretty impressive in the early practice, and he is 8th quickest at a 28.95 right now. Sprint brings you an inside look at what's happening now inside the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. There's your fast time so far. Regan Smith, 187.9 miles per hour. For more NASCAR stats, in-car audio, and live race radio, check out NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile at sprint.com/speed. Matt?
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. getting his helmet ready. So Junior, a nationwide win here, a cup win, coming off a great run last week. Confidence has to be pretty high coming back to Texas.
Yeah, we're just going to try to get in our car and do the qualifying run here and have a good run.
You know, this is the best average start of all the racetracks for Junior on the circuit.
He loves a racetrack where you can drive it down in that corner.
Paul Menard has a 5th place start here, driving a 98 Ford in the spring of '09, Richard Petty Motorsports, and a 10th place finish here last fall. Has had a great start to this season, and carrying the Quaker State colors on his Menard Chevy this week.
Now, I've been waiting for somebody to do that right there, run that high line, just to see what it would do, if it was going to pick up any speed or not.
It's going to be a decent lap, but I tell you, he was solid in race runs earlier today.
28.89. Yeah, he had one of the best 10-lap averages of anybody in today's practice. 6th fastest for Menard right now.
Tell you what, they got that. Look at that thing coming down the straightaway, Larry. That right rear kicked out there.
He's going to run the bottom this second lap. This side. Don't see it being any quicker, and the tracker's certainly supporting that, but at least he's, you know, you're learning information.
Second lap falls off, but only by a 1/10 of a second.
Yeah, well, see, as a driver, you're just covering yourself. You ran that high line, got a pretty good lap. Now you run that low line and say, well, why didn't you run the low line both laps? Well, I slowed down too much.
How about that lap you had on those tires, though?
I didn't say anything about that.
Kurt Busch about 6 cars away with his Dodge. Casey Kane in the Red Bull Toyota. He's been here for 13 races. He is the only driver to win a Sprint Cup race here from the pole. He did it in this race in 2006. He has 2 front row starts here.
They unloaded for practice yesterday. They lost a good portion of practice. Casey Kane's crew. They had some sort of ignition distributor issue. Didn't have to change the engine. Finally got him out there, and he was the quickest car in practice today.
Felt sorry for him last week when just minding his own business, and here comes Martin Truex and just slams into him as Martin Stottle was stuck.
Yeah, it was a thank goodness for Truex because
yeah, definitely.
Casey helped slow him down a bit. Nothing slowing him down right here.
Daryl, he ran pretty high, and it cost him a little bit on the exit of 4.
I think he got up too high off of the corner there.
Fourth for Casey Kane at a 28.84. So a Chevy, Smith on pole, Ambrose in a Ford, Kyle Busch and Casey Kane in Toyotas. They're the top 4.
Hey, would you mind if I asked Sheila out?
Of course not. We broke up 6 months ago. But I don't think she'd go for a guy like...
She said she'd love to. She can't wait to see me. She's wanted me to ask her out for over a year now. She just sent me a video.
Hi, Steven. Can I see that?
Yeah.
Can't wait for a date.
In the network, sparks fly faster. AT&T is getting faster with 4G. Rethink possible.
And for you, the chef has prepared something really special. I think you're really gonna like this. There you go. Oh,
Have you tried ProGlide?
you gotta be kidding me.
Have you tried ProGlide?
No.
No, I haven't. What are you, crazy? Hey, turn shaving into gliding. You gotta try it. Jenny, is that tiramisu?
It's your turn to take the ProGlide challenge. Go to youtube.com/ProGlide.
So what are you waiting for? Nothing now.
For the outdoorsman who goes to extremes, a truck built to do the same. The new 2011 Ram Outdoorsman. Ram.
Wednesday on an all-new Car Warriors Plastic Fantastic Night Corvette Challenge. The All-Stars face their toughest competition yet. As the clock ticks away, will the Dream Team have a plastic meltdown?
Oh, this ought to be exciting with fiberglass dust flying all over, getting all over you.
Wednesday, 9 Eastern, only on Speed.
They don't need much to aggravate them. That fiberglass will do it.
Here's the Rocket, Ryan Newman in the U.S. Army Chevrolet. Newman was 16th in practice, so he rolls out 20th. 2 of his 46 poles here, 20 of those 46 poles have come at mile-and-a-half racetracks.
He lost ground off of turn 2, but he made up a little bit on the exit of turn 4. Ends up 6th quickest at a 28.87. Another driver in the 28.80s.
Yeah, the pole's a 28.73, and we were talking about, you know, when we got down here, we thought, man, these guys will bust that track record. Track record 27.518 at 196 miles an hour. Don't see that being any danger.
Look at the cowl inlet cover on Boyer's car. I mean, that's a little sense of whimsy there by the team. That's the helping hand of Hamburger Helper. And they put something tall like that on every car so that if the crew all walks away, the driver can see from the cockpit, hey, cowl cover's still on.
Yeah, you know why? Because there are a number of times that's been left on there.
A piece of tape.
And that baby won't run very good with that hole covered up.
No air into the engine.
No air.
Hard to run without air. That's pretty cute, though. Carl Edwards in the Scott's number 99 Ford for Roush Fenway Racing. Edwards carrying a good bit of speed, and Regan Smith's been on the pole here for a long time, and that could change right here. Carl has one front row start here in 2008, but he has 3 victories.
This is the perfect line he's running right here off that corner.
He wasn't up too high in 3 and 4.
That was perfect.
It's going to be a great lap for Carl Edwards.
28.64, 188.5, and Carl Edwards is fastest.
Good job, guys. That'll be a good start spot. Good work.
Maybe he'll end up starting shotgun. No, that's last. Maybe you won't.
No.
Maybe you won't. Well, shotgun is also, you know, Friday night you're going out, somebody's got the car keys, he's driving, somebody else calls shotgun. That's the right front seat, right?
Exactly, where you can see what's going on.
The kids still talk like that, I wonder.
Don't hear that. Don't hear
Do
that
they?
much.
Okay.
No.
I hope so.
I think what they say now, I'm riding in the front seat.
My dad always said, I can go buy a car, it's all front seat, because everybody wants to ride in the front.
That's right. David Rudiman, pole sitter here for this race 2 years ago. That was his second career pole. The Aaron's Toyota.
You would think that this is where David Rudiman and the 00 team can get their season turned around. Mile and a half has definitely been their strong fold. That's where he's got his 2 career wins at mile and a half racetracks.
He was 14th in practice. Rolls out here 22nd. Time to beat 28.64. Not close. 28.96. Rudiman is 13th.
So I look at this car. If I was just guessing, it looks tight. Like it didn't want to turn.
And that ends up really hurting the straightaway speed because it just bogs down so much in the corner.
Let's see if Dick has a box of shotgun shells for Carl.
Well, we're going to check on that right now. He's talking to his crew chief, Bob Osborne, who is rarely excited except when things go wrong. And he just yelled at you, what a great job you've done.
Yeah, he's excited. He wants that gun, I'm telling you. But I think our draw might hurt us there. I think this Scott's Easy Seed Ford is fast enough for the pole. I think there'll be somebody that goes out there and lays down a screaming lap as the sun goes down. But I just don't want to get ahead of myself. I want that pole here so bad, and but I think no matter what, this will give me a good starting spot. I thought they were all cheering for me when I got out of the car. I didn't realize Dale Jr. was on the track, but it still felt good for a minute.
They do give a shotgun to the guy that wins the pole here, and that's what Carl wants, so he can give it away to Osborne. You don't want to keep it for yourself?
No. We haven't decided who gets the gun yet. All right. I have a feeling we won't have to worry about that, but I hope so.
And looking at the tracker, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s Amp Energy Drink Chevrolet. Now it's picking up just a little bit here, but Jr., who has 2 poles here at Texas and an average start of better than 10, one of only 3 drivers to do so, that average is going to take a hit here.
Darrell, one thing I noticed, his first trip, and I almost see it there, car looks like it bounces a little more, especially down in 1 and 2 than what I saw some of the other drivers.
Larry, the back end's swinging out on it. Right in the middle when he turns the wheels hard and gets back in the throttle. Looks like the back end is kind of swinging out from under him, and it's causing him to not be able to get it back wide open quick enough.
14th for Dale Jr., 29.04.
Just looking at Carl Edwards, I would say 3 drivers that he probably has to worry the most about his 3 teammates, Matt Kenseth, Greg Biffle, especially David Reagan, who was the fastest here last night.
Yeah, and don't forget about that McMurray and Montoya, because those cats know to qualify pretty darn good on tracks like this.
Kurt Busch in the Shell Pennzoil Dodge. 2 third-place starts here. He started 3rd in the fall of '09 and won it, leading 89 laps. In fact, he has led at least 1 lap in 9 of his 16 starts here.
Kurt paid a visit earlier in the week over to Triangle, Virginia, at the Marine Corps base, and spent some time with some of our injured Marines and some of their families over there on Tuesday.
This little outfit just needs a good run. You know, they need to get up there and get after it a little bit, because they've had a couple of. California wasn't all that great. I think he ended up with a decent finish out there, but not what they expected.
Yeah, he started the season off with 4 consecutive top 10s, was the points leader, and now those 2 bobbles at Auto Club Speedway and at Martinsville.
4th fastest for Kurt Busch, 28.81, 187.4. Fastest Dodge by a wide margin. What in the world? Oh, I see. It's the Bass Pro Shops McDonald's car. Got to get all the sponsors on the cowl cover, you know. Way to go, Jamie.
Now we're hitting the road with the Pro Glide Challenge. Yo, come on down here. What razor do you use?
Disposable.
Why the disposable?
This is really quick and convenient.
We have a face-off between disposable and Pro Glide. Fusion Pro Glide is engineered with Gillette's thinnest blades ever, so it glides for less tug and pull.
Wow, this is remarkable. I feel sexier already.
He is a believer! Yeah! Take the Pro Glide Challenge. And for enhanced glide, try new Fusion Pro Glide Shave Gel.
Listen up, the men we're after are professional runners. We take them as a team, then we bring them back. Let's go hunting.
When the FBI wants to find somebody, that's who they call.
Stick to the plan. We're talking about $100 million.
You say what?
You're going down, Toretto.
Big mistake. Sooner or later, we're gonna end up behind bars. But not today.
Rated PG-13 in theaters and IMAX April 29th.
Well, I know one thing about marketing. The more logos you put in one place, the better.
True, but having something unique is better.
Check it out.
The Shell nitrogen-enriched cleaning system acts as a barrier to help protect critical engine parts against performance-robbing gunk.
Mm-hmm.
All 3 grades of Shell gasoline are nitrogen enriched, too.
All 3 grades.
What?
He's good.
Stay informed with the latest NASCAR updates and stats right from the track. Video highlights, expert analysis, driver blogs, photo galleries, and more at speed.com in the NASCAR section. Joey Logano making his 6th trip to Texas in a Sprint Cup car. Finished 4th here last fall. He has one top 10 start here in the Home Depot Toyota.
For whatever reason, it just looks like when you get down in that bottom where you normally like to run, it just bogs the car down. It seems like the cars really lose a lot of speed.
Going to be a pretty decent lap for Joey. Joey told me last night, up until he finished 4th here in the fall, that his first 2 seasons of racing, this was one of his worst racetracks that he just couldn't get his arms around.
4th fastest at a 28.78. So the top 4 times a 28.64, a 73, a 77, and a 78. Carl Edwards still quickest.
Joey's the fastest Toyota so far.
How you doing?
Juan Pablo Montoya getting ready for his qualifying run. He was 3rd fastest in practice as Brad Keselowski brings out the Miller Lite Dodge, the Blue Deuce. 5 trips to Texas for Brad. He has never started in the top 30. See if he can improve on that today.
He told me something funny last night on Twitter. He tweeted me. You remember where the cars rolled out yesterday? Slow, kind of spaced out?
Yeah.
He said the drivers just sometimes agree. We will go out on the track and get spacing before we take off.
Oh, okay.
And I'd never heard that before, and I don't think I'd ever seen it before.
I hadn't. Yeah,
but,
it was strange looking.
He said that's what the deal was.
All right.
Holy
Now,
smoly.
yeah, he's got a mess.
That's way too high right there.
Well, he lost a lot of ground off turn 2, and he was up there no man's land.
Yeah, that smoke looked like didn't look like a tire up. Looked more like from being up on the marbles and moving all that dust around that gathers up there outside the groove.
Now, quite honestly, a 29.04 for what I saw there is a pretty good lap.
Yeah, there's a sweet spot right there in 3 and 4. It's kind of right through the middle of the track. If you can nail that, this is a little too high. Just getting a lot of dust and dirt flying up. No, that's not good.
And it shows on the tracker and on the watch as Keselowski's 2nd lap is slower. So he is 16th right now.
Daryl, I would have thought that maybe the car wouldn't go down there. You would have thought after what happened on lap 1 that I would have tried lower to some degree in 3 and 4.
Pretty sure if you were my crew chief, I'd be trying lower, or if I didn't want to have to deal with you when I got in.
Tony Stewart was 2nd fastest in practice, so he will go out 34th. Ninth fastest driver in practice was Clint Bowyer. He started top 20 in all the last 5 races here and top 10 in 4 of the last 5, including a 3rd place start, which translated to a 4th place finish here in 2008.
I don't know where Clint will qualify, but a lot like his teammate Paul Menard, based on watching that hour-and-a-half practice earlier today, this could be another car that we might be talking about, another driver tomorrow night in that 500-miler. And so far, he's on a pretty good qualifying run.
1 and 2 is great, and he's kind of in that sweet spot, I think.
Time to beat 28.64. That's Carl Edwards, who right now sits on pole with Regan Smith on the outside. Front row for Bowyer. He is 2nd with a 28.68, 188.2.
And he got that momentum. That nice run off the 4 there helped his time.
Nice run for the Cheerios Chevy. David Reagan, fastest in practice, coming up.
Wednesday on an all-new Car Warriors. Itchy has been stirring the pot all season. Will he finally push everyone too far?
You're pissing me off right now.
Wednesday on an all-new Car Warriors, followed by Car Science, only on Speed.
What are you doing, Bob?
I finally figured out how to get my lawnmower to sense precisely the speed I want to walk. It's going to be effortless. You see, it can read my mind.
Oh. Why don't you just get one of these?
Toro Personal Pace Technology. Mowing has never been easier. Visit a Toro retailer or Toro.com to learn more.
Tom.
Lead paint poisoning affects over 1 million children today. If your home was built before 1978, your kids could be at risk. Log on to leadfreekids.org or call 800-424-LEAD.
I've got big news for millions of satisfied Allegra users and allergy sufferers alike. You no longer need a prescription to get Allegra because it's now over the counter, so you can get it right at the shelf.
Prescription strength Allegra is now available without a prescription.
It's the same exact medicine, same full prescription strength.
Only Allegra delivers fast, non-sedating 24-hour relief for your toughest allergy symptoms.
Allegra, prescription strength allergy medicine, now available without a prescription.
Our Sprint Cup qualifying from Texas is brought to you in high definition by Funai. Funai, fun and innovative. Experience more at FunaiAmerica.com. Pose for a picture. Sure. I've got nothing to do. I just have to go qualify at 190 miles an hour.
I believe J.J. Yaley just invited himself into that picture.
Why not?
You know, guys, I believe that Edwards has got a nice lap there, but I believe there's a lot of speed in this racetrack as it cools off here just a little bit more these last few cars.
And Carl talked about we had a bad draw. Well, no, you didn't, Carl. You had a bad practice, and that's why you qualified when you qualified. I like this new system where it's up to the teams. The faster you practice, the later in the order you go, and we're now down to the 8th fastest driver in practice, Matt Kenseth, the Crown Royal Fusion, 3rd fastest with a 28.69. And here's Matt with the man who was fastest in practice.
The guy who had the best draw of anybody, David Reagan. Shade in 1 and 2, looks like almost shade in 3 and 4. The conditions perfect for a pole run.
Oh yeah, they're perfect. It'll be good for a pole run, top 5, if we can hit our marks. We changed a few things on our UPS freight car this weekend, so I just go out and hit my marks. I can't do anything crazy. The last time I was going for the pole, I wound up backwards out of turn 2, so a nice smooth lap here. You know, if we get a pole, that'd be great, but a top 5 start would be great too.
All right, thanks, Dave.
7th in practice was the Lowe's Cobalt Tool Chevrolet of Jimmy Johnson, who does not have a front row start here. He does have a win that came in the fall race here of 2007.
Like his get up to speed lap coming to the flag fast.
His 3 teammates right now not sitting that great in qualifying. Mark Martin is 14th, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is 19th, Jeff Gordon is 23rd right now.
Picking it up a little into turn 3.
That's one of the faster miles per hour I've seen off into turn 3, 197, 198 that time.
Tried to kind of diamond that corner that time.
Just breaks into the top 5. Johnson is 5th, 28.76, 187.7. Dick?
When most people get a new car, Clint, they have bugs in it. Something doesn't work right, maybe the radio, what have you. And brand new car, any bugs in this one?
Actually, yesterday the air conditioner shorted out and about burnt my head up. Something happened. It's blowing fire out of it. But real proud of Shane Wilson, all these guys on the Cheerios, Hamburger Helper Chevrolet. Brought me a new hot rod, fast. Looking forward to the race tomorrow. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that in qualifying. Richard come on the radio there and told me, hey, Carl ran the outside, run right there in the middle. You need to try it, and I did, and it was a pretty good lap. So pretty excited about it.
Last time Clint had a new car was California. That was his best finish of the year so far.
That's right. Boyer second right now to Carl Edwards as Boyer's teammate Jeff Burton in the Caterpillar Chevy rolls out. 2 victories here, both starting from the first 3 rows. He has just the 3 top 10 starts here at Texas.
Pretty decent run halfway down the back straightaway for Jeff Burton.
6th quickest in practice. Carl Edwards, 28.64 time to beat. 2 Fords, 3 Chevys in the top 5 right now.
Looks like Jeff's going to at least be in the top 10 for the time being.
Just with a 28.82, he is 10th. And that knocks Casey Kane out of the top 10. So we're about to move into the Fast 5 from practice. It's race time at Walmart. From official gear to snacks for race day, you'll find everything you need. So gear up, stock up, and save. Dick?
With Matt Kenseth, not particularly known for qualifying effort, but here you are on qualifying day. How's it feel to have a good run?
I'm known for qualifying bad. So, yeah, it feels good. I mean, we really struggled a lot yesterday, and today I felt like we made some big gains in our Crown Royal Black car, and had a good lap there. I was just, I was watching Casey, and I saw him overshoot 3 and heard him talking about it, and that wind is such a big tailwind down the back, and I nailed 1 and 2 so good I was probably a little too conservative getting into 3 and cost myself a little bit of time. But, it was a great lap. That should get us in the top 10, I hope.
And there goes your buddy, number 16.
That's the Biff. Greg Biffle, the 3M Ford, who will be on trackside tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern, after Barrett Jackson auction coverage.
He pedaled her off in there good, but somewhere in there his foot must have slipped off the pedal because he lost a lot of time in the middle of that 1 and 2 down here.
Biffle has 7 top 10 starts here, including the last 3 races in a row, trying to continue that string and creeping up there.
He made a great recovery from where he was down in 1 and 2.
Yeah, he did. I don't know what happened in turns 1 and 2 down here. The car looked like it just didn't go.
Ends up 8th with a 28.79. So he is 8th fastest. But to try to hang on to another top 10 start, well, the 4 fastest drivers in practice are coming up.
And there was the fastest right there, David Reagan, Greg Biffle's teammate.
2nd week in a row.
Been
Reagan
fast all
has been
year.
Quick. Yep. Jamie Mack. McMurray in the Bass Pro Shops. Tracker Boat Chevrolet. There are his starts in the last 3 races, including his Martinsville pole. He has 1 top 10 start here. He started 2nd row in the fall of '08, driving for Jack Roush. And he has 1 2nd place finish when he drove for this team back in 2005.
I just love the way these guys have scienced these cars out to where they go around the racetrack with that splitter just skimming across the asphalt. It's not touching, it's just skimming across.
4th fastest in practice, but not too good in the middle of 1 and 2, and backs up down the backstretch.
Hopping. Looked like it got a little hoppy on him down there 1 and 2.
It's going to be about halfway up the racetrack through 3 and 4. Not going to be the qualifying lap Jamie McMurray was looking for, though.
No, 15th. 28.87 with a 0. He and Ryan Newman turn identical laps, 14th and 15th.
It looked like the thing was, the way it was riding on the racetrack, looked like it was sitting on the bump stops, but it was bouncing off of him a little bit when it hit the little ripples in the racetrack. Slowed him down.
So there's Boyer, 2nd quick. David Starr among those left to run.
Boy, you stirred up everything yesterday with that paint job.
Did I?
Everybody had an idea whose car that looked like. From Lightning McQueen, you know, it looks a little bit like Lightning's car, number 95. Yeah. Just all kind of different. Ted Musgrave, Lake Speed.
Oh my gosh. Well, here's Juan Pablo Montoya in the Target Chevrolet, 3rd fastest driver in practice. He has 2 top 5 starts here in Texas, going for 3.
Now, he's usually the guy that's just, we say, what is he doing? And usually works out pretty well for him. That was pretty conventional on that end of the track, turns 1 and 2.
But Darrell, the back of that car just does not look like it's down on the racetrack, especially like on the exit of turn 2. And even though he was quick in practice like his teammate McMurray, he's going to be just in front of him in qualifying.
That's right, 28.85. Difference of 2 100ths between the 2 Ganassi cars.
I think both
13th.
cars are doing the same. McMurray's hopping in the front, Montoya's hopping in the back. Just a little too much, probably aggressive shock package.
Sprint brings you an inside look at what's happening now inside the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Most poles so far this season, that would be Agent 99, Carl Edwards, with 2. And he is on pole right now with the 2 fastest drivers in practice yet to go. For more NASCAR stats, check out NASCAR Sprint Cup Mobile at sprint.com/speed. Tony Stewart, the Office Depot Mobile One Chevrolet, second fastest in practice for Smoke. Won the pole for this race last year, his first in 156 races.
Well, I don't think Carl Edwards is going to have to worry about this 14 car of Tony Stewart. Tony way off from practice.
He's way loose, Larry. You can see his hands in there going left, right, left, right. He's just really bad loose. Looked like it really got loose with him getting into one.
Dale, do you reckon most of these drivers, where Tony's going to end up 23rd, were anticipating that this track was going to be a little tighter? Is it cooled down? And maybe with this tire combination, it's not doing it.
I think you're right. And Matt Kenson said something we hadn't said a whole lot about, but that tailwind down that back straightaway, it's also a tailwind, but when you get to turn 3, and that may attribute a little bit to run a little higher in 3 and 4 because the wind may actually be pushing you up there just a little bit.
Well, I think, Darrell, it's going to be a big surprise to everybody if the 15th driver to take time ends up on pole. We all thought later would be much faster, and it's just not turned out that way.
I thought the track would pick up some speed, some grip, but she didn't do it.
So here is David Reagan in the UPS Freight Ford. A best start of 4th here in this race 2 years ago. Last fall he started 5th. In fact, 4th is his best ever start in a Sprint Cup race.
He didn't necessarily drive it that deep down into turn 1, 194 miles an hour, but he is reaping the reward for not driving it in too deep on the exit and down the back straightaway.
Wow, that was a different looking lap.
Something good's got to happen to this little car here in this crowd because they've been running way too good not to have
Look at that right there. He's almost 2/10 quicker than his teammate Carl Edwards.
There's that grip we were looking for.
Pole shot for David Reagan. 28.44, 189.8 miles per hour.
Good for him.
Job on that adjustment.
It's about 9/10 off the track record, but it's the fastest of the day by 2/10 of a second.
The cat in the hat looks mighty happy right now, Jack Roush.
And so did Doug Yates,
yes,
who puts the power to that car.
3 of the top 4 right now.
Rio, a movie that will bring the world to its feet, April 15th.
I'm glad you explained what all those little characters were down at the bottom of that screen.
One of them was our director, Artie Kempner, for a minute. Oh no, he's in Cars, and probably Cars 2. David Reagan has done it. He is fastest, but we're not done. There are still 9 drivers left to qualify for 8 positions. And here is the 71 of Andy Lally. The TRG entry this week let it up for Interstate Moving Services, and it's a Ford. They have made the switch from Chevrolet to Ford, beginning with this race, getting their cars from Roush Fenway and their engines from Roush Yates.
Hermie Sadler was in this car last week at Martinsville and actually gave it a pretty solid run. Sat there and ran all day long, ended up finishing 28th. But not enough to get them in the top 35, so they'll have to qualify on time here at Texas.
Nice smooth lap.
Yep, that's right. They were what, Larry, tied for 35th
with Tony Raines.
But the tiebreaker being the best single finish, and that went to Raines.
Now this, I think, is predicted for our go or go homers unless you cut a lap that you just know you feel good about. Don't think it's going to improve from lap 1 to lap 2, but you'll probably go ahead and run that second lap.
No, there's just not any fruit in that second lap.
Lally a 29.38 and a 29.75. So that is the mark that 8 other drivers will be shooting at. Casey Mears was the quickest of the go or go homers in practice. Now Lally set his fast lap in final practice, as did this man Dave Blaney. He ran his quickest lap in final practice, and the NASCAR rule for the order of qualifying is your fastest lap in all of the pre-qualifying practice sessions determines your place in the qualifying lineup.
It can be in the first session, it can be in the second session, it can be in any session. But whenever you lay down your quick lap for the weekend, that's what they go by.
Now Blaney usually is a little higher up in the practice order in his Axel Construction Chevrolet than he was here in Texas. And he's right on top of Andy Lally.
I mean, with only one driver going home, you just want to be to the left of the red stripe. No championship provisionals will come into play. Just want to be to the left of it.
And Blaney's known as a good qualifier. Perhaps the car today just doesn't quite have the speed. Did he make it?
Yep.
Just 6/100ths of a second faster. Keeps Lally on the hot seat, and Blaney is in.
We probably want to see another driver or two go of these go homers, but that 38, Darrell, that's one of those times it's like I'm just not sure about.
David Reagan fastest, 7 drivers to go in full qualifying here in Texas.
We're thinking seafood. Who's got the best seafood tonight?
We're around $10.
You got the hook. No place else can touch Golden Corral's Seafood Lovers Paradise. It's all part of our endless dinner buffet, still for around $10. Only at Golden Corral.
This spring, get more mileage out of your travel plans with $50 in free gas. Stay 2 separate times at Comfort Inn or any of these choice hotels, and you can earn a free $50 gas card. Book now only at choicehotels.com.
They're moms, dads, veterans, coaches. They're part of your community. They live on your street. They employ your neighbors. They're America's 12,000 Allstate agents. They live near you, they know what you need, and they're there to help protect you, to put you in good hands.
For the outdoorsman who goes to extremes, a truck built to do the same. The new 2011 Ram Outdoorsman. Ram.
Once Trevor and his co-workers experienced the sheet metal strafing intensity of NASCAR, their business trips were never the same.
Hey. She's a little loose coming out of the turns, but overall, I think we had a great car today. You guys did an awesome job.
Forfeiting their preferred status was worth discovering that if everything was more like NASCAR, everything would be more awesome.
I thought our boss was going to need a record, but looks like he made it back.
Travis Quapple, our next qualifier in the Long John Silver's Ford. 8 trips to Texas Motor Speedway, a best start of 25th, and he has 1 top 20 finish here. Time to beat 29:38. Andy Lally on the hot seat. 1 driver will go home, and Travis, that looked like the start of a really good lap.
Yeah, he sailed it off into turn 1 pretty hard.
He's paying the price for it now.
Had to catch it.
And that number with the blue background going the wrong way for Travis Quapple.
Might gain back a little bit.
Wrong way.
Might gain back a little bit here, but it doesn't look like it. He just lost it all. Overdrove turn 1, looked to me like a little bit.
So Quapple with a 29.44 will lock Andy Lally into the field. Lally will race tomorrow night in Texas, and Quapple, unless he gets a big pickup on this lap, will be on the hot seat.
Yeah, he and his teammate David Gilliland. Of course, David Gilliland's locked into the show. Only 2 100ths difference in the time those 2 cars ran.
Not faster for Travis. He drops 2/10. So his 29.44 becomes the time to beat to break into the field.
Well, Larry, now you can relax about your 38.
Yep, 38 will race.
Now we got to worry about the 44.
Yeah, Blaney is in, Andy Lally is in, and Jack Roush with a handshake to David Reagan.
You know, David Reagan is such a likable young guy.
Yes.
Got a great personality. He's real optimistic, and I know his team and Jack and all of them love him. They just need some good results.
He finally got his first top 10 finish of the year last week at Martinsville.
David Starr in the alphabet car, the WRLTWD. I think there's another set of letters on there somewhere. But they pick up enough sponsorship for Starr, the 43-year-old from Houston, to try to make his first Sprint Cup Series start. He's been here in the Truck Series 25 times with 12 top 10s and a best finish here of 3rd.
Actually doing double duty here this weekend. He's going to race in the race a little bit later on tonight.
And Starr looks like he's quick enough. He's got to beat Travis Kvapil's 29:44 to race tomorrow night.
He's going to be okay. He's over there. Not bad.
Well, the debate about what car from the past does this paint job evoke, that debate will continue as David Starr is the fastest of our Go Homers with a 29:09. He's in.
Yeah.
Where is the man on the radio?
I also heard Family Channel car that Ted Musgrave drove.
Ted Musgrave, yeah.
Looked, very similar.
Yeah. I think they finally got to him about halfway down the back straightaway. You're in. You're racing.
Nice lap for David Starr. He'll get to run the race here. B&D, that was the other set of letters on the car. He'll get to run here in the Lone Star State. So Joe Nemechek has to beat Travis Kvapil's 29:44. 5 drivers left to go in this qualifying session. David Reagan, Carl Edwards right now making it an all Ford front row for tomorrow night. Joe has made 18 of the 20 races here, with the best start of 2nd and best finish of 4th, both coming in 1998.
Usually got a good little qualifying package in this car, doesn't he? He can surprise you. He can be over in the top 20.
5th fastest to the Go Homers in practice. Boy, that tracker took a big swing to the right.
It did. When I said he could be in the top 20, he was there for a second.
You know, Darrell, as far as track conditions, this is about as good as it's going to get. But I think you brought it up. We know Matt Kenseth did. That American flag right now, she is standing straight out down the back straightaway towards turns 3 and 4.
And Nemechek is in 29:19, 2nd fastest Go Homer, 33rd overall. And that leaves Travis Kvapil on the hot seat. 4 drivers to go in pole qualifying. We'll be right back.
Tonight on Speed, the West gets a little wilder. Tune in as the craziest party in racing gets a little bigger in the Lone Star State.
I want to be loved too.
NASCAR Trackside, tonight at 11 Eastern on Speed.
It's 2011. Wonder where the Durango's been for the last 2 years? Well, it toured around Europe, getting handling and steering lessons on those sporty European roads. It went back to school, got an advanced degree in technology. It's been working out, more muscle and less fat. It's only been 2 years, but it's done more in 2 years than most cars do in a lifetime.
Folks, why won't we go to the doctor? My uncle called, speech all slurred, complaining his arms numb. He called everyone. He even called my daughter Tiara, because, you know, she's got a year of nursing. Everyone thinks he needs to go to the doctor, including me. So he said, well, will you take me? I'm like, I'm on the road. He goes, I'll wait. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love have symptoms of stroke, don't wait. It may be too late. Dial 911. Time loss is brain loss.
Why don't others give you a choice in zero-turn riders? Lap bars or a real steering wheel that controls all 4 wheels? So it's easy to get the perfect cut no matter where you cut. Maybe others don't do it because they can't. Introducing the Cub Cadet Z-Force S. You've never seen anything like it because there's never been anything like it. Find exceptional financing options, including 0% on the full line during Cub Cadet days.
Of NASCAR Sprint Cup qualifying in Texas is brought to you by Little Debbie Snacks. When you share the fresh tasting goodness of a Little Debbie snack, you share a smile. By Allstate, mayhem is everywhere. Protect yourself. Are you in good hands? And by Toyota.
You know, those commercials where they have mayhem, you know, the guy.
Yes.
Hammond could play that part perfect.
Yeah, but that fella also played the president. in 24.
Hammond could not play that part at all.
Norkin Mike Skinner in the number 60, the Big Red Toyota. He's made 11 Cup races here in Texas with 6 different teams. His best start 8th in 2008.
Well, looks like it's going to be 7 different teams because he will race.
33rd for Skinner, 29.17. Second fastest of the Go-Go homers. And Quapple on the hot seat with 3 drivers to go.
Yeah, I'm now that 44.
Really getting nervous now, aren't you?
Not feeling good about that 29.44, unfortunately, for Travis Quapple. We're just right yet.
JJ, jump into the picture Yaley. We saw a little bit ago. And a fan gets a souvenir for the Phoenix-based driver of the number 46 Chevrolet, who started outside pole here for Joe Gibbs in 2006 and has 2 top 20 finishes here.
He's qualified for every race so far in 2011, but they still find themselves outside the top 35.
Good starts, but not good enough finishes, Larry. And the way the point system is this year, that top 35 is going to be a little tougher to break into. With 1 or 2 good finishes than it has been in the past. But Yaley looks like he's got a good lap going here.
I think he'll still be able to say he's qualified for every race in 2011.
Yep.
Second Go-Go homer behind David Starr. 33rd for J.J. Yaley. He's in with a 29.14. And here is Michael McDowell, and here is his qualifying lap from 2008, one he'd certainly like to forget, one that none of us can ever forget.
That was real sound you were listening to.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Nope.
And to think there was a guy in there, and he just unbuckles and gets out, and he raced on Sunday.
Waved to the crowd and walked away.
Yeah, I think in our 11 years of doing this, we've really never been speechless about anything, but I think that was one of those qualifying deals where we didn't know what to say.
I was breathless.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that kind of a wreck. It just scared me to death.
Well, let's get him in the show. Driving for Randy Humphries and Phil Parsons. Looks like could be a top 20 run for Michael McDowell. How about this? Yeah, 20th. 28.90.
I like what he said last week. You know, he said, people aren't going to push me around. I don't get to race every week. And he was out there. They weren't going to take up his space.
He made a believer out of Marcus Ambrose.
That's a great lap.
Yeah, it is. He's a good guy. Really good guy.
Yes, he is. And now we come to the final qualifier and the fastest go homer in practice. The Geico Toyota of Bakersfield, California's Casey Mears, who has 2 top 10 starts here and 4 top 10 finishes back when he was driving for Felix Sabates. The time to beat 29.44. That will determine whether Mears or Travis Quapple heads for the house.
There's his crew chief, Woody Barker, down there where he can keep an eye on that thing.
And they were locked in the top 35 at Martinsville, was running good enough last week to stay there, and broke a transmission of all things at Martinsville.
Car looks pretty solid. Saw those sparks fly out from under, but that's where the tunnel is. Hit that bump. Anything hanging down there, it's going to spark a little bit.
That's a good solid lap for Casey Mears. Just what he needs.
Got in the gas good.
He did. I mean, you could hear him. He's coming off that corner, fighting it a little bit, but it's going to be a good lap.
Thought for a second he was going to better Michael McDowell, but Mears is 22nd, smack in the middle of the field with a 28.93.
Woody says, we'll take it.
Good lap.
Good lap.
That means that Travis Quapple in the Long John Silver's Ford is the one driver who heads home tonight from Texas. And there is your pole sitter. Second generation driver, David Reagan, wins his first career pole. The 15th different driver to win a pole here in Texas. He'll share the front row with Carl Edwards, who's won 2 poles already this season. Matt?
Mike is going to have to battle Carl Edwards for those guns. Congratulations, your first pole. Where do you credit how this team has turned around so much in 2011?
Just a lot of hard work. Momentum is a very powerful thing, and I think we've got some momentum on our side now. Our UPS freight car not only looks good, but it's fast this weekend. And, the pole, really Drew Blickensturfer, he made a good call. We changed the setup around a little bit before this last practice run and did what it needed to do. So hopefully it can be good for 500 miles on Saturday night, and it'd be cool to get a few more guns to that collection tomorrow.
There you go. Congratulations. Mike?
Thanks, Matt. 3 Fords in the top 5 and 2 Chevrolets. We'll be right back.
Lyle, you just emailed me a company-wide memo about the meeting. This is the meeting. We are the company.
Don't sweat it. I just switched us to Sprint, so email, web, on 4G, it's all unlimited.
You just texted me to read the memo?
Unlimited text, too. We really need to jump on this conference call. Rick, it's Lyle. Rickster.
I'm here.
There he is.
Switch to Sprint and get unlimited 4G data on a wide range of devices. Sprint 4G. It's business without limits. Only on the Now Network.
Relationships fail. Systems fail. Failure is part of life. Fram filters are tested beyond any conditions you'll ever encounter to help make sure failure is not part of your engine's life. Fram, don't fail your engine.
Okay, hold your line. Hold your line. Middle is good. Shoot the middle. Turn the bottom. You got it. You got it. Oh, no.
NASCAR The Game 2011.
Okay, buddy, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Rated E for everyone.
This is more than a ticket. It's a wallet-sized definition of who you are and where you belong, providing both a place to sit and countless chances to stand up for what you believe in. It's a rite of passage, a declaration of independence, and an invitation to discover 43 new heroes and 100,000 new friends. This is more than a ticket, because it says as much about you as any piece of paper can. Reserve yours today at NASCAR.com/tickets.
NASCAR Race Day thunders into the Lone Star State. Denny Hamlin joins us live to discuss his recent dominance at Texas. And we'll break down Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s impressive start to the season. NASCAR Race Day built by the Home Depot, Saturday at 5 Eastern, live on Speed.
Wednesday on an all-new Car Warriors. Itchy has been stirring the pot all season. Will he finally push everyone too far?
You're pissing me off right now.
Wednesday on an all-new Car Warriors, followed by Car Science, only on Speed.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
Among car owners, Jack Roush has the most wins here, but today is his first pole at Texas.
David Reagan got it decidedly, too, by 2/10 over his teammate there, Carl Edwards. Bob's going to be hot about that gun.
Yes, he will. See, a lot of guys starting up front looking for their first win in a while. Some of them looking for their first win ever, like our pole sitter, David Reagan.
Clint Boyer, the fastest Chevy, he was 3rd. Joey Logano, the quickest Toyota, was 8th. And Kurt Busch, the fastest Dodge, was 10th. Only one driver goes home, and that is